And good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to the Retro ZX Spectrum streaming stream, where we are playing through the original Elite on the ZX Spectrum, which of course isn't actually the original Elite, but you know what I mean. It's one of the early 8-bit versions of the game. Are you telling me off there, Gangrel, for not using a real machine? now, let me show you something. I will try and get this working for you. Okay, look, I'm gonna move the camera, so just be careful. Okay, this will upset the universe. Up there on the wall, I don't know if you can see that too clearly. There you go. Look, this is my 80s wall of stuff, and you will see that on the wall, other than the lovely Knight Rider, Airwolf, A-Team, and Street Hawk thingamajig, and a few other bits and pieces. There's a few bits of Elite stuff over there as well. You will see there is a ZX Spectrum and a microdrive on the wall. Now that is my genuine machine from the 80s. Okay, that is my genuine machine. It does work, and I am intending to see if I can get it fired up. I now do have a monitor that works. Yeah, no, simulation is a bit wonky. I need to fix that wall. So yes, that wall over there has my real ZX Spectrum 48K on it, and the microdrive spins but doesn't read anymore. I've tried it, but the rest of it does work. And now I do have a TV that I've been able to get working a bit to plug it into, so I might do a demo of that at some upcoming future, just to prove I do have a real machine. I'm using an emulator because it's just easier. Okay. And I can save my position whenever otherwise we would never get anywhere because it would crash. Lords of Midnight tape. Yes, the Lords of Midnight tape was there as well. I've got the original. In fact, I've got the original boxes of those too. Let me go and get them. Here we go. I should have this hand just in case. So you've seen the Elite one many times, okay? You've seen the Elite one many times. I'll show you again. Yeah, there it is. There's the Elite box, okay? But I do have my original boxes of Lords of Midnight. The green screen is changing the colours slightly, but that's Lords of Midnight. And I do have, obviously, the one I'm working on at the moment as a book is Doomdark's Revenge. Not quite in such good condition, but I've got it. Okay, so I have the original boxes of all of those games, which is quite. And I've got all their contents as well. So the cassettes. And the manuals and all that sort of stuff. So it's good. I tore the fabric of the universe. Apologies for that. So yes. So it's all there. It's all genuine. Okay. So I will try and see if I can get my ZX Spectrum on screen at some point, actually genuinely working for your delectation. Like maybe we can load a game or two if we've got like 5 minutes to wait and watch it do its thing. Because I do have a cassette player, and I do have now an oldish LCD monitor. It's not perfect. An oldish LCD monitor that will pick up an RF signal, which is the key thing that most modern monitors just don't bother with, which the old computers need unless you modify them, which I don't really want to do. I'm a bit of a stickler for keeping things as they were, so we'll see. But anyway, there we go. Right, so a bit of news actually. There's been some discoveries in the world of ZX Spectrum Elite this week. I not bumped into, I haven't met him, but I did while doing a bit of research. I found out about this guy, and I'm just going to pop this up on the browser here for a moment before we get back into the game and stuff. Here we go. Look at this. Afternoon, by the way. Hello, sorry. Hello, everybody in the chat. Hello. Just seeing people say, "Hello, afternoon." Hello, good to see you all. Lovely to have you. Now, this is a magazine article that I found online after quite a search, actually, and by a chap by the name of Ricardo Pinto. Okay, and he is the guy. It's not a great picture, is it? But he is the guy who ported Elite to the ZX Spectrum. That's who this guy is. So I was like, whoa, okay, so this was an interview with him not long after he did that job, and it's an interesting tale. So it's actually on the Elite forums. So if you, I've posted it up there. So if you want to read it in detail, you can go there on the Frontier forums. That's where it's posted up, and he's the guy who ported it to the Spectrum, and he talks about that experience. Okay, so this guy, did this job. He talked mostly about the Spectrum, and then it goes on a little bit later on about the Amstrad version, which came later. Okay, so check that out at your discretion. Now I looked him up, okay, because I thought, well, he can't be that old, can he? Maybe he's still around. And I found him online, and I've started a conversation with him. Okay, now I have. He said he was open to having some questions, so I've sent him some questions. I've also invited him to see if he will come on the stream. He may not want to talk about that at all, but he has had the invite to come along and be interviewed in person on this stream. So we shall see what happens. I've extended the invitation for Ricardo to come along and talk to us, fans of the ZX Spectrum version of Elite, about the ZX Spectrum version of Elite that he actually wrote, because it wasn't a port, and this is quite an interesting thing. He wrote it from scratch for the Spectrum by playing the BBC version, because the code was impossible to port between the two microprocessors at the time. ZX Spectrum Elite is a complete rewrite from the ground up, based on playing the BBC version. So interesting stuff. Okay, so anyway, the invitation is out to Ricardo. I've told him that this stream is here, and I'm there's a possibility he may turn up. So if he's watching, or he's possibly lurking on the Twitch stream, then welcome, Ricardo. Thank you very much, and a big debt of gratitude we all owe to Ricardo for creating the ZX Spectrum version of Elite, because without him and his team, which I hope we'll find out a bit more about, it wouldn't exist. We wouldn't be having this discussion right now. So we owe Ricardo a debt of thanks. So I'm hoping we'll talk to him potentially at some point. But I have sent him a few questions, things that we've discussed on this stream before, to find out whether or not he knows the answers or can remember them. He did apologise, saying it was a long time ago and he may not remember. But the questions are there. So and I've sent him very, very warm regards from all of us to see if he will respond. So there we go. Commander Sinclair's here as well. Good to see you. And Commander Ariok. Now Commander Ariok has contributed the second piece of news for today. We now know, we think, how the missions are triggered on the ZX Spectrum, and Commander Ariok has very kindly posted these up here. I think no, it was the other way up. So we now know what to do. Okay, so mission 1, the sun-going supernova, is triggered after you've made 32 hyperspace jumps in any galaxy but the first, which is roughly what we experienced. We were in Galaxy 2, we got the mission, and it pushed us into Galaxy 3 with the galactic hyperdrive. Mission 2, the cloaked asp, is triggered after you've made 128 jumps in any galaxy but the first. So there we go. And mission 3, the Thargoid attack, is triggered after you've made 254 jumps in any galaxy but the first. So it's all to do with jumping around in hyperspace, okay, making jumps between. Now we were currently in Galaxy 3, so my quest to capture all of the ZX Spectrum missions on the stream and for YouTube, now we know how to do it. This is good stuff, and this has been worked out by somebody called Ursh on the World of Spectrum Computing Forum. So whoever he is, or she is, of course, I have no idea. Well done, and apparently they've sort of used a debugger on the game, and that's how they worked out roughly how the missions trigger. So that's what we're going to try and continue to do. That is our quest, to trigger these missions and get as far as we can and capture them in their entirety. Now Commander Ariok, and I don't want to have too many spoilers here, but Commander Ariok has informed me that the other missions are certainly trickier than the Supernova one that we've already seen. So that's going to be fun to find out. So that's that. So 2 pieces of news. I mean, you wouldn't think there could be news, would you? You wouldn't think there could be news about the ZX Spectrum version of Elite after all these years, but there is. So there we go. Now I'm going to load up. Before we go any further, I wanted to also check a few things out. Oh yeah, sorry, Kyrian Zoella. That's my background there. Those are two characters from my Shadewood book as well. So if you know anything about Shadewood, that was Kyrian. So yes, well done, well spotted. Right, so I'm going to load up because there's a few questions we need to answer about this. Right, so this is where we got to last week, but I've gone back a little bit. This is the Supernova mission where it first started. Okay, because there's questions to answer. There's what happens if we try and fuel scoop at the star? That's what we want to do. That was the first question I got asked last week. So let's go and find out. So this is before we've got to the space station. So can we fuel scoop? So the questions must be answered, right? This should be a very dangerous thing to do because the star's about to go over. Now, where is the star is the first question. It must be somewhere. Oh, there it is, right. So the star is apparently behaving itself normally. And we are in... Interesting enough, we've got the S on. Which sort of implies I should be able to dock, but I can't tourist drive at the moment, so let's just see. Let's just see what happens. So obviously the game is prompting me to go to the space station. Can I supercharge? Don't think that's been invented yet, Frank Miner. I don't know. So I was just going to see if we can... these are little questions because, of course, when we experienced the mission back in when we first encountered it, you want to do the mission, right? So you don't experiment with all the possibilities unless you were smart at the time. You wouldn't have saved the game and so on and so forth. So let's find out whether or not what happens if we answer these questions. So we're going to first thing we're going to try and scoop fuel at the Supernova. Which sounds like a really bad thing to do, doesn't it? Right, so first thing I've got to do is get out of range of whatever it is. I can't do the jump drive. Oh, there's a ship, that's why. So we just have to wait till that gets off the scan. There we go. Right, can we tourist drive? Yes. Right, I'm just going to because we're not going to save this particular game. I'm just going to blast my way through. Oh, see, look, there's still pirates doing their thing. So we're going to have to deal with them in order to get to the star, which is slightly amusing. Come on, give me a... What have we got here? That's an asp. Boom. There we go. Ooh, he did quite a lot of damage to me, didn't he? Right, where's the star again? Let's find the star. So it'd be really useful to have a compass thing that told you where the star was. So Baddy's got red lasers now. Everything's gone red, yes. Which is quite funny, isn't it? Right, there's another pirate. I don't know what kind of system we're in actually. It's a democracy, so there shouldn't be too many pirates. But obviously there's a few about. So let's get the mouse off the screen there. And it's still reminding me, obviously, that the Coriolis is in danger. Why are you flying the wrong way? Now, what I was curious to know is there a time limit while we're out here in space? Because it's very crucial when we leave the space station. But is there a timer running at this point? Oh, come on, stop giving me pirates in a democracy. What's going on? Is there a time limit out here that suddenly the sun will nova while we're in space? I suspect there probably isn't actually, but you never know. Tough old shields on the old Python. There we go. Still heading for the star. It really is chucking a lot of... Why are all these pirates in the system anyway? So, yeah, so, you know, these guys are all going to die soon. Do they not realise they need to evacuate? It's all pythons, you know, well, they're sitting out here hoping to capture some passing trade when the star is going supernova. Dear. And actually, it's always been known. It's always been known as the Supernova mission, isn't it? But actually, it's not. In the game, it only talks about a nova. So it says in the mission description when you get it, it says our sun is going nova, not supernova. So, and there is a difference. So those of you who know your astronomy, it's, you know, they've probably got it wrong in the sense of the way they've written the mission, because it certainly behaves much more like a supernova than it does a nova. But because a nova is a particular type of effect where you have a star and you have a neutron star in close proximity, and a nova is caused by the material coming off that star, landing on the neutron star, and then getting to a critical mass effectively and go bang. Whereas a supernova is a collapsing star which then explodes at the end of its life and wipes out everything in the system pretty much. So strictly speaking, it should be a supernova. But it actually says nova in the game. So so that, yeah, there's another thing that's just become a thing. Right, we're almost in range. It looks like the stars behave. Here we are. Mayday, Coriolis in danger, and in a moment fuel scoops are on. So yes, there's the answer. Okay, we can fuel scoop from a supernova. It's a thing, we've done it. Okay. So that answered that question. Can we fuel scoop from it before it goes bang? Yes. There doesn't seem to be a timer, which kind of makes sense, doesn't it? So we can fuel scoop from the supernova. So that's good. So the next question was, what happens if we say no? Yes. So yes, you're quite right. Yeah, nova is less bytes than supernova, isn't it? Which is a good point. Right. So let's destroy this. And let's dock and find out what happens if we say no. So that's interesting. Oh yeah, well that's a good question. We could theoretically stay in the same galaxy, couldn't we? Because we could refuel at the supernova and come back. Maybe we should have tested that too. Anyway, so here is our sun's going nova. Will you save us? And because we've got something in the cargo hold, it actually redirects us back. So let's sell. Oh, hang on, I've got. Hang on. There's something. I had this problem before with the system getting stuck with the screen. It's losing focus. Let's try that again. Right. So I'll sell my cargo first. Can we jump in the next galaxy? So maybe we'll try that in a moment as well. So this is the next question. Okay, so we get asked, our sun is going nova. What happens if we are totally and utterly mercenary and say, no way, I'm not helping you guys, I'm out of here. So if I say no, nothing happens. All right then, no worries, we'll catch the next ship. Does it give us a chance to do it again? No, it's literally just it's just the dialogue, and unless we do something. So presumably, if I launch now, that's it. I don't get my reward when I get to the other end. So it's literally a flag. So if I say yes, I get refugees. If I say no, I get nothing. But the question still remained. Okay, that was quite funny. I don't fancy their chances. Is that them going fine? It's funny, you should ask them again. It was going, our sun is going over. Look, you bastard! Save us! Save us! What the hell do you? They say, we're taking over your ship and coming anyway. Quite funny. Right, so let's go with no. I'm going to launch, and this will. What I'll do here is I will die deliberately. Okay. If you launch after saying no, does it still go bang? Well, that's a good question. Let's find out. And then I'll let it go bang, okay? So we can watch the entire thing. There it goes. So, boom. There's the supernova coming. It's getting bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. We're not moving. And how long do we have? Cabin temperature's rising. Ooh, look at that. So it's going off the screen. It looks like it's sort of taking over the planet. Oh, it's the cabin temperature. Oh no, it's not. Boom. There we go. You just die. Yes. So the answer is, does it still go bang? Yep. It does. So we answered that question. So you die when you leave if you don't get out of there quickly enough. Now the only other question I think that remains is, can we use the fuel that we scooped at the supernova to come back and jump in the same galaxy? So let's answer that question. So actually let's destroy that asteroid, because that stops us from jumping out. There we go. Right, full speed. Let's head to the star again. If I can find it. I haven't found the star yet. Oh, well, that's... Oh, hello. Oh, there's the star. Oh, this guy's shooting at me. It's very uncharitable. Oh, it's police. So rather than evacuating, the police are still enforcing the law. It does make me chuckle, that sort of stuff. Right, so where is the star? There it is. Right. So yeah, so basically saying no doesn't do anything other than you don't get the cargo, which again, it's an 8-bit game, so I suppose it'd be a bit much to ask for a long expansive NPC dialogue at that point. But you never know, you never know. So it's quite fun to explore the, all the possibilities of the game at this point, because it's something we never would have done. So yeah, so supernovas in Elite Dangerous. No, well, they're not that common, are they? In fact, we are well overdue to have one in our real universe. We should have had some by now, and it's a bit surprising that we haven't. Boom. There we go. We are overdue for a proper supernova. And Gangrel's right, we should about see 2 to 3 supernova every 100 years-ish. But we haven't seen one as far as we know, because of obviously parts of the galaxy we can't see from our vantage point. We ought to have had one. But we haven't. And we're not seeing them as often as we like. No, it mentioned Beetlejuice there, Frank Miner, which is a really good example. But Beetlejuice could go, probably will go, but whether it's going to go in our lifetimes is kind of unknown. So yeah, we're a bit down on supernova. Now, would we be expected to see a supernova in Elite Dangerous? Well, we've been playing Elite Dangerous since what, 2013, 2014, so only a few years. So statistically, it's within the lifetime of the game, I think it would be sensible maybe to have one supernova. Right, so we can refuel, we decided. Right, so let's do that again. Cabin temperature's rising. We get a fuel leak. Right, so fuel scoops are on, so let's stop there. Now we need to refuel the entire ship. It's say it 3 times. No, be very careful about that. Yeah, so we'll find out, because the fuel leak drains your fuel tanks completely. It's like a damage modifier, I suppose, on the game. Completely drains your fuel tanks, no matter how much fuel you got in. But it does leave it open to us to go and refuel. Now, the question that the traditional way out of this mission has always been galactic hyperspace, which takes you to Galaxy 3. But let's. Yeah, well, that's a good thing actually. That's another exploit we could. Yes, that's a really good one. Let's try that. So we should be able to jump out of this system with this technique. Do the mission correctly, and unless the game is clever and goes, no, I'm going to give you another fuel leak. So let's find out what it does, because we should be able to hyperspace out of this system, stay in this galaxy. Oh, the sun disappeared there for a moment. What happened there? Stay in this galaxy, and then come back home and see if the system's still there. Because I suppose theoretically it shouldn't be, should it? It should have supernovaed. So we now have enough fuel to get out of here. So I'm just going to let it fill up all the way because why not? But then bring the refugees back. We're really pushing the boundaries of this mission quite a long way. So this is just exploring how far we can push. We can push this mission, which is quite funny. So yeah. So will the game? I'm sure it won't. But will the game realise that the system isn't there anymore once we've completed the mission? Because we shouldn't be able to go back, should we? I suppose we could go the long way around as well, galactic hyperspace 8 times back to Galaxy 2 and find out. But that's another way of doing it. But I'm pretty sure the game's not gonna realise that. But it may or it may not have a solution for what we're about to do, which is having refueled. Can we make a local hyperspace jump? You wanted me to save you from the sun, so I did. Sucks that you came back and there's nothing in your home planet system apart from radiation and debris. Welcome home, guys. Is 7 light enough? Yes, so I can hyperspace to, well, I suppose that's a good question. How far away is safe from a supernova? So actually, 2 light years is it's probably not all that safe, is it? I don't know. How far? Somebody can Google that probably for me. How far away is safe from a supernova? Because Betelgeuse is a few hundred light years away, I think. So yeah, I think a supernova could still do some damage to you at the range of yeah, a few light years. I think. It'd be safe for a couple of years though, wouldn't it? Because radiation travels at light speed, so we would know. That's a good point. By the way, I've just come from this system where the sun went supernova. 2 years' time, you're going to see this really, really bright light in the sky. You might want to evacuate before then. The pirates are still out there, you know, hoping, doing their best. Right, so the Coriolis is still in danger. So there doesn't seem to be a time limit on this part of the game. So I can probably hang around in this part of space for as long as I like, which is interesting. So let's do the rescue. Oh, these pirates everywhere. Why are there pirates in a democracy? Past him. See that the Asp is quite a fast ship actually. Get back on this tail. Which way are you going to bank? Ooh, that way. Boom. Right, so let's get ourselves back around. So yeah, so Aliens Paul Bomb. This version of Elite wasn't actually written by David Braben and Ian Bell. It was written by a chap we've only literally just discovered. So whilst obviously the inspiration for Elite came from David Braben and Ian Bell, the Spectrum version was written by a chap called Ricardo Pinto, and I've managed to find him online. He's still around. And I have asked him a few questions about what he did, so it'll be interesting to see if he responds to that and lets us know. But it's, yeah, I mean the games stand up very well, really, considering how primitive they really are. Right, we should be able to get the S to come up. There we go. Right, so we'll dock with the space station. Right, there we go. So now let's do what we're supposed to do. We have fuel. It hasn't debited the fuel from us this time. So what's it going to do? Right. So we'll get the refugees on board. Yes, we will save you because we're nice. There we go. We've got refugees. But this time we're going to hyperspace to. Let's go to the Seriac system. okay, which is 2 light years away. See if this works. So the sun will be going nova in the corner of the screen. We can't even see it. Right, we have got hyperspace. Hyperspace is working. So we have escaped. Okay, so we come out of there into normal space. Right, okay, so, and we are there. Oh, hang on a minute. What's happened? We're not where we were. There wasn't a supernova there. That might have been, it may have been off screen. It's put us into Galactic Chart 3. It's put us into Galactic Chart 3. So we can't go back. We effectively, this is quite useful to know actually. Saved me 5,000 credits. So there's been a wormhole in space. So by refueling and going on that way, we have it did. So it's it did. That's a very good point, Frank Mine. It supercharged our hyperspace drive and chucked us into an entirely new galaxy. So the only way for us to find out what happened to the planet is to go all the way through the charts again and get back to chart 2. 40,000 credits. So you don't need, now how about that? You do not, we've discussed something new, okay? We do not need a galactic hyperspace to get out of that mission. So we have refuted that. You can refuel at the start and it chucks you into Galactic Chart 3 anyway. Exactly, frameshift drive operating beyond. So testing science, that was quite cool, wasn't it? So have I still got it on board? Or has it? Oh, I know, it's pinched it. Oh, it's pinched my galactic hyperspace drive. So the game is obviously set to delete it, assuming you've used it. So the code is, there's a bug there. So it's used my galactic hyperspace drive despite the fact I didn't use it. It's actually gone, and now we're in Galactic Chart 3. So what if I didn't have one to begin with? I've got to remove the galactic hyperspace. Now how are we going to do that? Oh, I'm under attack. Right, hang on a minute. Right, so now the trouble is I can't sell the galactic hyperdrive, can I? So that's that. We've got. We're not making much progress on our mission, but we've got to explore this, right? The questions must be answered. So what I kind of need to do is go back to before the galactic hyperspace, before the supernova mission was triggered. So I've got that save, which is this one. But I've got the galactic hyperspace on board. So I don't think... I suppose what I could do is I could use it and then jump around a bit to trigger the mission. Okay. So I get... Ah, yeah, so that's a good point actually, Frank Miner. Yes, that will be why. Okay. So the mission won't trigger unless you've got the galactic hyperspace. So there's no way around. So if we have the galactic hyperspace on board, the mission will trigger. Even if we try and hyperspace out by this dodge of refueling at the supernova, our galactic hyperspace drive gets used up anyway. So there we go. That's probably answered everything, hasn't it? Are there any other questions about the supernova mission that we can do? So so it's logic, isn't it? So we can't trigger the mission. There's no way. The problem with this version of Leap, there is no way to sell equipment. We can't sell anything that we have on board. So the mission won't trigger unless we have it, and then it uses it up as part of the mission, which is mean. We found an exploit there, but we haven't. Yeah, it's fun, right? So that's that. Okay, so it's kind of onwards now, my friends. I think we've explored all the possibilities of the supernova mission. Right, so what is my latest save? It's that one there. Okay, so this is the save. This is just afterwards. So we are in Galactic Chart 3. We have, I think, yeah, we've sold the gemstones. We've sold the gemstones that we got. We're now in Galactic Chart 3, and now we need to do some jumps. Now, what's quite nice about this is, look, there's a we could probably exploit a little bit here. Can you carry 35 tons and 100 grams of I think you can. I think the extra cargo is there. I think we could probably prove that straight away, actually. Is there something here I can buy 35 tons of? Yes, there is. So let's just do that. Pretty sure if I buy 35 tons of luxuries, and then I go and buy, I think I can buy, where is it, gold. Let's buy 3 kilograms. Yes, some platinum and some gemstones, oddly enough. So yes, I can do a little bit more. I've obviously got some personal storage space somewhere, okay, so I can do things. So I don't need those at the moment, so let's put them back. So that's answered that question. So there's a little bit extra storage space you can cram in your ship somewhere. Maybe there's a little cubby hole, a closet somewhere. So that's good. Now to get onwards from here. Now what we this is quite useful. We've got 2 systems that are very close together, which means we can jump back and forward between them to up our jump count. So if Commander Ariok is right, and I've no reason to doubt him, we can get ourselves much closer to the mission quite quickly by just hyperspacing backwards and forwards a bit between systems that aren't very far away, which I know is a bit grindy and a bit gamey, but you know, time is of the essence. So I'm going to go here, and we'll just do that for a bit while we chat. Oh, I'm docked. Oh, I've never seen that before. Oh, that's interesting. Look, if you press the hyperspace button when you're docked, you get a docked. Oh, you can't hyperspace inside the space station, which is sort of sensible, isn't it? I've learned something. I've never seen that before. I must have never accidentally pressed the hyperspace button inside the space station. There we go. Right, so let's go over there. We'll refuel at the star, and we'll do some hyperspace jumps. Parking brake on. Love it. So round we go. Where's the star? There it is. What sort of system? I should always check that before we went. It's a dictatorship, so this isn't ideal. And then we get attacked by pirates instantly. Let's just fight our way out through these if we can. It may be quicker to go to. It might be quicker to go to the planet. Actually, thinking about it, I might do that. Right. Anyway, let's deal with this pirate because this looks like a. Yeah, it's just some old crate. Boom. So I suppose I ought to pick up the cargo. It's always worth it, isn't it? Keep the money flowing in now that we're in Galaxy 3. Oh, look, there's loads of pirates behind me. They're all ganging up. 3 of them by the look of it. That's quite nasty. Let's get the lone one first. I've got to be a bit careful of that. As you've seen before. That's one down. The game is definitely energy low. Right, be careful. Wait for them to get behind. Cut the throttle. Spin around. Blast them from behind. You're not going to get me that easily. I'm going to grab your cargo anyway. Uh oh, another ship. That's never helpful. Down it goes. Oh, shot the cargo. Right, I'm gonna deal with this ship because we're fugitive. We're bad. Okay, we've done our good turn for the day by rescuing those dudes, haven't we? Oh, it looks like it's just an asteroid anyway. Right, so let's head for the space station to refuel. With a bit of luck, it won't spawn too many pirates on the way in. Good old tourist drive. Now that tourist drive animation that you see there is something that our friend Ricardo put in. He didn't like the way it was done on the BBC, which didn't have any animation at all, and so he put in this jump animation that you see. So that's an enhancement, I suppose you would say, for the ZX Spectrum version of Elite, which I discovered this week. So it's fun, it's interesting to find out little details like that from behind the game. So things like that are things that Ricardo enhanced on this version because he didn't like what he saw on the others, which, you know, I think if you're going to do things, that's fair enough, isn't it? So the Spectrum version benefits from this jump drive animation that isn't there on the BBC. Oh, that was an anaconda. Never mind. I have asked him about that. I've asked him about, you know, why do some of the rock hermits fly around? Are they anacondas or is something else going on? And yeah, questions. Oh, come on. See any problem with this? So ideally, you want two corporate estates next to each other. This is probably going to be another crate. Oh, a sidewinder. It's a sidewinder. Got to be a bit careful with sidewinders because they're quite manoeuvrable and they do like chucking missiles at you. As you see, you don't get very much money for them, but I prefer the crates because they're easier to hit. They don't fire missiles, and you get more money for them. Not very much, as you saw. Bounties are not very high in the Elite universe. So pick up some cargo while we're here. What was he carrying? Computers, that's nice. See, that's sort of 60 credits worth, that is. You get a lot more money from scooping up the cargo than you do from killing the ships. That's just an asteroid. Right, there we go. Oh no! Oh, is it? I hate it when the computers do this. Right, we'll go to the next system. What's that? Oh, it's an anarchy. That's even worse. Right. Is there a way of? So we need two systems nice and close together. There's two there. Rosari. That's an anarchy as well. Well, let's go there. That's annoying. We can't dock. Oh, hyperspace. You can go and kill a pirate. Yeah, I know. It will get the kill count up. That's a good point. Right, I will save the game at this point because you know what happens. We've been there before. Let's see if we can get to this. Anarchy is going to be a pain now because it's going to be. Well, sometimes it is and sometimes it isn't. It's weird. Sometimes the game really goes bananas with the baddies, and sometimes it just goes. Nobody's awake today. I think that's a cobra. Yep. A little bit of luck. Sometimes the RNG will go give you a free ride in, but not always. Sometimes. Yeah, this is annoying. I don't really want to murder this guy, but he's in my way, so. Actually, I could do the old ram him out of existence technique. That doesn't make me bad. You can go and kill a pirate. That's what happens when you're at the arse end of the galaxy. It gets you docking permission. Oh, I'll bear that in mind. Okay, so I'm going to ram this guy, which hopefully won't damage my ship. Boom. There we go. No, it didn't. Excellent. Pick up some slaves. Why not? That doesn't get me a bounty. Oh. Jump by 3 sets of pirates. This is the game just being a bit mean to me, really. I've got an energy bomb. I might show you that at some point. That's quite good fun. If I get into trouble, I'll trigger it. That was W, wasn't it? because I don't think we've demonstrated the energy bomb on screen yet. Ooh, this guy's quite good. Not good enough. Oh, now it's... Oh, now this is a Spectrum version really being mean to me. This is not nice. I've now been jumped by another set of pirates. And there's at least... Oh, that's got to be about 8 ships now. Right, this is the chance to use the energy bomb. So I'm going to get it on screen. 2 ships ahead of me, 1 behind. Ready? Energy bomb and... It is literally just a win button. But you get a nice blue flicker of screen, okay? And everything on the scanner explodes, okay? So that's it's a bit of a win button. So I'm glad I had that on board. Right, let's get to the space station quick. And then we'll take a breather when we get to the space station. So let's hope we don't get jumped by too much more going on now, because we're a bit low on fuel and other things. So the energy bomb is a real get out of trouble. But that's the Spectrum version. Yeah, we would potentially at that point we had 8 or 9 ships on this, which is pretty mean, really. I don't know about other versions of Elite, but I've played quite a few of them, and I never remember most of them chucking that number of ships at you. So the Spectrum version is quite happy to chuck up to 8 ships at you in one go, which is a lot. Oh, there's the S. Is it? Am I close enough? Yes. There we go. It is the Defender Smart Bomb. It's exactly what it. Ah. Ah, I know what's happened here. This is the other mission. Now this is not a good piece of gameplay. Okay, there is a small chance going on from here that you run into this. This is kind of a mission, but it's not a very good one. Okay, so I suppose we could argue this is the second mission, and there are kind of 4 on the ship. Okay, so, but this is not very good gameplay, because you get this message, and then the moment you press a key, is you're dead. So there's nothing you can do. It just randomly happens sometimes, which is appalling gameplay design. The game just every so often randomly kills you for no good reason at all, other than your spaceship is boarded by pirates from the space station for some reason. It's not even a copy protection thing. It's just there's a small chance your ship will get boarded by pirates. That's it. That's the gameplay. Sorry, you're dead. So now I've got to. Now I've got looking forward to. So yeah, space legs. Yeah, instant boarding of ships. Is my well? No, I'm dead. There's nothing I can do. This has reset my game entirely. There's no way out of it. If I do load new commander, I'm back to the beginning. That's it. So. It's an appalling piece of gameplay design, isn't it? Because just randomly, every so often, you're dead. Game over. So I suppose for the sake of completeness, that is the second mission. Shall we call it that? We have now unlocked the second mission. It's for real, yeah. That is genuine gameplay. Commander Ariok bumped into it as well. I think. I think he's on the stream. Just every so often. Now I think it's about it's a point something% chance. Every time you dock, you'll just be boarded by pirates and it's game over. It's really, really bad. But that is the genuine experience. So fortunately, I had saved my position, hadn't I? Let me get Let me get the most recent one. Ah, dear, that was funny. That's today. There we go. So hopefully, if we dock this time, that won't happen. So back we go. I thought we were at the space station. I couldn't believe we triggered that. So, but I suppose we should be lucky. We've triggered. We've triggered. Oh, I see. It's higher in certain systems. Okay, well that's worth knowing. So there's a certain chance if you dock at the space station, in certain in dodgy systems, there's a chance that you're going to be boarded. I don't know. Is the they show no mercy? I wonder if that's random. You can use a save, yeah. So this is a single player game. So I'm using the emulator's quick save option to just grab the state of the game at the point. Now in the original Elite, you could save, but only at the space station, and you'd have to dump your position to tape. So it was a bit laborious. It took a few minutes to save, but it was a genuine option. So every time you're at a space station, but imagine, oh look, here we go. Right, energy bomb, boom. Imagine fighting your way to the space nest. Let's see if it happens this time. Imagine fighting your way for 20 minutes or half an hour, whatever it was, on your trusty Spectrum. Fighting all that way, using your energy bombs, blah 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 blah. Getting to the space station, it comes up with that. So yeah, not good really, is it? That's not good gameplay. Right, let's see if it happens again. So the problem is, I suspect now a flag has been set in the game for this save. I think it's a ZX Spectrum only feature. Yeah, I don't think it's been in the other game. So we're sort of a dead end. I don't think we can dock in this system. I think what we're going to have to do is This is so funny. Ah dear. Trying to fight the game now. We're going to have to go back to the other place, and hopefully, if I can get it to lock on. There we go. And it'll hopefully undo the flag. Ah dear. So there we go. We've captured the original mission. Now let's head for the space station. Look, let's be good here. I'll only kill pirates because we need to get to a space station so we can carry on with what we're trying to do. But that is I don't know what the trigger for that is. It doesn't happen in Galactic Chart 1. So again, Galactic Chart 1 on Elite is a sort of training ground, really. It's safe. None of the missions trigger. But this is an occupational hazard now. Once you're outside Galactic Chart 1, is you have this problem going on. Occasionally your ship just gets boarded by pirates. So fingers crossed we'll be able to get out here. Another asp. I'm not doing the old point blank missile trick at me, mister. Oh, I know that one. I've fought your type before. Bum bum bum. Alright, come on, let's get back on the tail of this asp. Oh, he's dodging and diving. Ooh, is it collision detection not working there? Where's he gone? Oh. So I suppose that's added to, add a little bit of spice, but if you imagine playing the game for like half an hour, you fought your way through thousands and thousands of pirates, and then the game just decides to kill you when you get to the space station. That's pretty mean, isn't it? I don't think that's very nice. So if Ricardo comes on, we might tell him off for that. What was he thinking? Coding that into the game. Boom! Right, there we go. So we're gonna be good here. Oh, what's that? Is that an asteroid? Let's hope it is. If it isn't, I'll have to run away. But yes, it is. let's get to this space station. Right, we're going to ignore this. Are we still... We are... Oh, we've got a little bit of stuff on the wall. What are we? We're in a fender, so they should let us dock. They should let us dock. Is this all controlled by a keyboard? Yes. You could, I think... Can you play Elite on the Spectrum with a joystick? Not sure if you could or not. You could use a joystick. Okay, well, there we go. I never did. I did have a joystick for my Spectrum, but I don't think I ever got it to work with Elite. And I learnt the game with keyboard, so I'm very, very familiar with the keyboard controls. So it's second nature to me to fly it on the keyboard. Rear view camera, don't get that on Elite, dangerous. And you can look left and right as well, so that's quite cool. Right, so let's get to the station. Come on, be nice. Be nice, game. Be nice. Don't get us boarded by pirates. Be nice. Be nice. Be nice. Right, we should be in range. Right, let's find out. Do we get boarded by pirates? Fingers crossed. Right, this may be a problem. It's supposed to be a low probability, but we're triggering it all the time. There's nothing I can do about this either. So, do I have to go back to a previous save now? They show no mercy. The game shows no mercy. The pirates are on the ship. This is a pain. It may mean we have to go back to the previous save. So that's annoying. Which is there. And maybe go somewhere else entirely. So maybe we should stick to sensible systems for the moment, because we do appear to have a bit of a problem. That's a dictatorship. That's a dictatorship. It's not very nice around here, is it? Communist. Confederacy, that's not so bad. Democracy, right, let's go there. See if we can do some docks that don't allow... Maybe that's late. Yeah, maybe I should have shouldered the cargo. This is the game just being a bit mean to us. I need to get some jumps done so that we don't have this problem. Let's find out. There we go. There's still pirates about. Why are there pirates about? It's a democracy. It's a democracy. Doesn't guarantee anything, of course, but there we go. So I think Commander Ariok ran into this problem as well. The pirates just seem to be everywhere. So we need to find some nicer systems to dock in. So maybe the trick at this point is to only dock in nice places, or refuel the stars for a bit. So we'll try that. I want to find two places that are nice and close together, though. That's the trick. So maybe we'll do that. Ah! Pressed the wrong button. Meant to press the ECM button there and hit the let's yeah, wait for that to recharge a bit. I meant to press the ECM button there and I pressed the energy bomb. But anyway, so we've seen that. It's just a chance when you enter the system. It's just annoying, isn't it? Really annoying. So it's set up as a flag, so an annoying one. Alright, so let's see if we can... Oh, come on, give me a break. There we go. Alright, fingers crossed. Come on, let me dock. Let me dock. Let me dock. Yes! Right, I'm going to buy another energy bomb because I find them quite useful. So let's buy the fuel. Yeah. Let's sell... We haven't got anything. Oh, I hadn't bought anything. Okay, right, save the game at that point. Good. Right. So, right, these two systems here aren't too far apart. They're not as good as those ones up there. 1.2 light years. So these two would be ideal. So what I might try again. Let's go back over here, but let's refuel the star for a bit, and then we'll jump back somewhere safe. I think that's good, and I'm clean, so that's good as well. I think I've been good for a while. That's the plan. So refuel the star, and then we'll do the hyperspace jumping about. Z's anus. Did you see that? So the system we're in, I shouldn't laugh, is Z's anus. Oh, so childish. It appeals to the 13-year-old in me. Right, I can't be bothered with these guys, so boom. Let's see if we can get to the start. Oh, it's an anaconda. I've just murdered somebody again. Oh, what's that then? Oh, one of those is a ship. Ah, never mind. I'm fugitive again. I just want to get to the star. We need to do some hyperspace jumps. Stop spawning things in my way. Another ship. You just appeared, so I'm going to have to kill you because you're there. Oh, I know I'm back. It's just keeps spawning things in my way. It knows what I'm trying to do this game. I think it's starting to dislike me. So, anyway, so the plan, it's an hour has gone and we haven't got any further. Other than digging out something about the Supernova mission. The plan is to do lots and lots of hyperspace jumps, which appears to be the trigger for the next set of missions. So that's what we're trying to do. If anybody wondering what on earth the strategy is, it's not a very good strategy, but it's a strategy. We are trying to do a lot of jumps, and the way to do that, because Elite can only let you jump 7 light years at a time. You can only carry that much fuel on board your ship, but if you can find some places which are really close together, you can do lots of hyperspace jumps on not too much fuel, and that's basically what we're trying to do. So, but we have a bit of a problem because every time we go near the space station, we get boarded by pirates. And in an immense piece of gameplay, it's game over when we do it. So Ricardo has a lot to answer for on that one, I think. Why is that disappearing? This isn't the mission, is it? Or is it? Oh no, it's just a. It's just a. Oh, I thought that was a. That's the escape pod, isn't it? I'm not going to pick that up. I'm going to blast him because he's annoying me. Oh, merciless! That's absolute scum. Right, let me just let my shield recharge, and we'll get to the star. Then we'll save there. Then we'll. Oh look, pirates coming in! Yay! So it's quite good. It doesn't always just spawn pirates when you're using the tourist drive. Sometimes it just spawns them anyway. So it does make you feel like you're in a universe that's full of stuff going on. I mean, you can see that with modern eyes, you sort of look for the gameplay loops, don't you? But it was very immersive at the time. It was very immersive at the time, and I still enjoy playing it even now. It's very, because I know the game so well. Although I haven't seen all the missions, so that bit is interesting. There's always the feel of one more jump, one more ship, one more trading run in this game, which is surprisingly compelling even after all this time. There we go. Just got to find the star again. I wish there was a compass for the star. That would be an enhancement that would be really worthwhile. Oh, pirate, right next door to the sun. Always nice. almost in fuel scooping range now. I don't like fighting close to the sun because it's dangerous. Because sometimes the collision detection of the cabin temperature is a bit dodgy. Oh, I've overheated my gun as well. So, you know, a lot of those things are still in Elite Dangerous, aren't they? You know, with managing your temperature and those sort of things. You don't get heat damage in this game, you just die if you get too close to the star. But you've got to manage your weapons temperature and things like that, which I think, you know, for an 8-bit game from way back when is pretty good. Right, we have got mass lock, so we should be able to refuel in a moment. Close to the star, cabin temperature's coming up. There we go, fuel scoops are on. Excellent. Yay, we did it. Yeah, so should we start campaigning to get FDev to add back in the classic gameplay the pirate boarding insta-kills that delete your save, right? Just imagine that. Your ship's been boarded by pirates. Boom! Your save's been deleted. Imagine the uproar. You just got that text screen. Oh dear. People wouldn't accept it nowadays, would they? But yeah. I mean, really annoying bit of gameplay, to be honest. Pirates have boarded your ship. Boom, there you go. So we will definitely have to ask Ricardo what he was thinking about when he wrote that, because it's kind of really annoying. Well, looks like there's an asteroid there in solar orbit at point blank range, which is a bit weird. Fuel scoops are on. Right, so here's the plan. Okay, these two systems are really close together, 0.8 light years, which is about as close as they can be. I think you can get 0.4 sometimes, but it's close enough for what we want to do. That allows us to build up our jump count, because the missions appear to be triggered on jump count. So we need to do more jumps, as many as possible. Now, I don't know how the ASP shows up. Is there a bit of text or something that tells you to go look for the ASP, or does it just come and attack you? I mean, Commander Ariok has experienced this mission, so I'm interested to know that. Does it just rock up as one of the pirates, or is it? Is there something? Is there some preamble to it that we kind of need to be aware of? Fuel is slowly going up, and you can turn around and point at the planet, which is probably a good thing to do at this point. Planet's quite a long way off. There we go. So it's it's a pirate attack, so we will just experience it at some point. So we would have done about 30 jumps. So Commander Arrow got jumped by an ASP and 2 crates. Okay, so presumably the crates are fairly easy to deal with. So delete them, and then the ASP is the problematic one, because of course it keeps disappearing. Which is quite cool. Okay. Now, interesting enough, that interview that I flagged at the beginning of the stream with Ricardo indicated that he wanted to put black holes and generation ships into this version of Elite, but he ran out of time, ran out of budget to do so. So those are things that might have happened. Imagine how cool it would have been if the Spectrum version had generation ships and black holes in it. That would be awesome. But that also implies that Ricardo paid quite some attention to the lore and the background to the game. So generation ships are mentioned in the manual. Right, so there we go. We are fully fueled. I'm going to save there. No, not that one. Yeah. Save, quick save. There we go. Okay, so now we're going to do the hyperspace jump. We're just going to buzz back and forth between these two systems, and that gets our jump count up, which is a bit gamey, but there we are. It took you a few times to get it, so presumably it's quite hard to kill. So let's go back again. Until we run out of fuel, basically. So again, I am exploiting the game a little bit now, but that gets our hyperspace jump count up a bit. So I'll get. So I'm probably going to have to do this little manoeuvre about. Well, I need 90 jumps, we reckon. And so if I've got a full tank of fuel, it's going to give me about 8 or 9 jumps, isn't it? So I'm going to have to do this about 10 times to get into a position roughly where the mission is going to potentially trigger. So, see where we can go. Can you go to Makeki without the invitation from the Vargo? I don't know if Makeki's in the original game or not. I'm not quite sure where that star system is, or where it's supposed to be. I think this is the nicer of the two systems. And now we're out of, yeah it is, so now we're out of fuel. Let's save the game again, just in case we get killed. We haven't wasted that bit of time. So we've got a few hyperspace jumps under our belt then, so the idea now is to go back to the sun and refuel. And there's a cobra in the way, which is unfortunate for said cobra. Oh, totally missed. Sorry about that, my friend. You were in my way. Oh, bounty hunter. Probably a police officer. Shame for him too. Evil Drew. Slicing and dicing his way through the universe. I was docking in between just in case. Yeah, so does the flag get switched on, or does it reset? Oh, that's a good question. Does it, once it's on, does it stay on? Is that the way it works? Because that's not great either. Because you might be in a situation where you can never dock again. So that wouldn't be very nice. Surely it's every time you jump into a system, it should be checking the flag again. Is that not the case? I think once it's on, it's on. So that's not good. How would you know? That isn't good, is it? Well, I'll keep. See, that's a bit dodgy again, but that would tie up with what we've experienced, isn't it? So once it's on, like you say, it's on. Which means your save. That's not good. That means your save can be tarnished, doesn't it? And that would apply even if you were playing the game originally, because if you've got a save where the flag is on, and that's all you've got, you can't go. You're sort of stuck then, aren't you? It's a really bad piece of gameplay. So what I may have to do while we're pursuing these missions now, none of the mission, well, the Thargoid space station one maybe does require us to. Yeah, I might have to rethink my strategy here. Is if it's on all the time. That's not good. Not at all good. So you were Ricardo's a bit evil. Poor old Ricardo. If he comes on, we're gonna have a go at him, aren't we? Poor fella. We have a name for our nemesis now, and it is Ricardo. Yeah, so okay, that could be a bit of a problem. Now we might. So, and we're jumping into Anarchy systems here, which of course increase the probability of it happening. Stations are stationary if you get close to. Yeah, like a dead man walking save. Okay. The stations are stationary if you get close to them. Okay. I have got a galactic hyperspace drive on board, so that is a possibility. Oh no, I haven't. Of course, I didn't buy one. Well, yes. So Glorfindle's got a good idea there. Let's suppose landing in a corporate state is a good answer. Let's go and try that, because we need to know if we've got a poison save, don't we? Where is the nearest one? That's a dictatorship. We want a corporate state, which is the lowest possible chance. Democracy over there. Federacy. We got anything? Anarchy. Nothing nice around here at all, is there? Anarchy. It's not a very nice galaxy at all. Oh, we better be careful we don't go too fast. Right, there we go. Fuel scoops are on. Let's see if we can find ourselves a corporate state system. Any of these? That's an anarchy. Multi-government. 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 I want someone that's not too far away. Anarchy. It's not a nice galaxy, this one, is it? Communist. Come on, give me a corporate. There must be one somewhere. Dictatorship. Feudal. Confederacy. Communist. Confederacy. Democracy. Oh, we've been that way. Dictatorship. Anarchy. Democracy. Come on, there must be a corporate state somewhere. Corporate state. There we are. We found one. Right over there. The Iridian system, which is quite a cool name for a ship, isn't it? Okay, then well, that's the way to test it. It's next to an anarchy. The Iridian system. Corporate state. This planet is a dull world. Suits us fine. So we've got to get there, which is quite a long way off. It would be worth trying. That's it's quite a good name, isn't it? Yeah, so that's a good suggestion, Glorfin. We'll go try it. I did swear quite a bit when my save got booked, like getting the shape chewed up. Yeah, that's right. So anyway, so fuel scoops are on. Right, I realise I haven't played anything this week, so I should. Now, in homage to my my American friends, of course, I was waiting to watch the launch of the SpaceX Dragon thingamajig last week, and it got scrubbed. So that's on this afternoon, US time, which is early evening here in the UK. So I'm hoping to watch that. So that's got to go. So in homage to my American buddies, so today's tune is Top Gun. Okay. And I've actually got it's a very rubbish sounding, but it's sort of vaguely a little bit electric guitar-y. So yeah, so 50% chance. Have I got? There we go. I've got electric guitars. Here we go. A bit of Top Gun. Steadies to play this. There we go. That was my little mini Akai keyboard, which I don't normally play live. It's become a bit of a thing on this stream. Oh, my fuel scoops are cut off. Oh, wretched game. It jumped out of range of the star. There we go. Fuel scoops back on again. So yeah, occasionally just get the tune. Oh, the Frank Mine, the American talk, that was really funny. When it came on, I mean, I love the Americans, really. I've spent a lot of fun times in America and I have great respect for it as a country, but some of the cool America stuff is quite funny to watch. And when the NASA thing came on, it was very much, right, this is a first for America. It's an American spaceship launching into American space from American soil as part of American history. It's American. Have you got the message? It's American. Okay, the Americans are back in space. It's America. Go America. We're really proud to be American. I was just watching, just laughing in front of the telly. I was supposed to be trying to take it seriously. It just made me chuckle. I'm not a very patriotic person at all, because I was born in Canada. I live in England, and thus I've got multiple nationalities. And people over here are quite patriotic as well. English people in particular are quite patriotic. And I'm not English. I just live here. So it's. I find patriotism, in that sort of sense, quite a weird thing, because I don't really feel all that patriotic at all to anybody. I'm just a human being, as far as I'm concerned. I just live on this planet, and that's kind of it. Right, so I'll save the game there. Let's head across the chart as best we can to our corporate state, which is unfortunately miles and miles away. It's going to take us a little while to jump over there and test this theory, which might be a complete waste of time, which is going to be unfortunate. So the Limiador system is multi-government. And off we go. So there we go. Yeah, so I live in Kent. Yes, that's where I live. I live in Kent. But I'm not, well, you can, well, yeah, no, I don't want to go to the planet, do I? Or should we just check that? It might be we get away with it. Let's go here. I can always revert back to the save if not. But if it triggers here, the chances are that we've got a balked save, haven't we? Which is a nuisance. And there's no way around that other than every so often, like you say, checking it. Let's ram this Python out of existence. Too late. Boom. It's very naughty. Right, let's see what happens. It's letting us dock. We're going to get boarded by pirates. No! Ooh, we didn't. Well, that's good. Okay, well that's worth knowing. Okay, let's buy an energy bomb because they're useful. I'm surprised at that actually, but not disappointed. Okay, that's worth saving, isn't it? Because we've got a good location there. Save, says Kerry Backline. Yes, I've just saved it. So yes, okay, so we're okay there. So let's do then what. So yeah, okay. So we've got a good save at that point, which is good. That means we've made some progress. Now let's rethink our. We do want two systems that are close together, which this chart actually gives us quite a few of. That one there isn't actually that bad. There's one that's really close down there, so that might be worth going to now that we know that we're actually safe. So let's do that, and then we can use that and dock every so often to solve the problem. We'll get round Ricardo's evil. Any way we can. Poor Ricardo. He's not going to come on there, is he? He's probably watching this thinking, no way am I going on there now. Maybe it's better to be well behaved. Do you think do you wonder if that's the game punishing us for being a bad guy? Because we're an offender at the moment. Do you wonder if it's more likely that you get the pirate thing if you're a fugitive? So I'm going to try and be good. I'm only going to ram people to death instead of shooting them. It's not going to work. So this is another exploit, okay, that I'm using. Oh, what are the states of those systems? That's a good point. Let's have a quick look. Well, Anerza is a rich industrial dictatorship, which isn't too bad. And the other one is Ecuador. That's a dictatorship as well. So yeah, There's a bit dodge, isn't it? There we go again. Dun 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 dun. Ramming speed. Now the thing is, by ramming them, it doesn't trigger the legal status, which is a bit dodge. But there we go. He'd be a Python, I think. So it's a kind of slightly cheaty way of getting to the space station without killing anything, but getting there quicker than you otherwise would. Does ramming count as a kill? I don't know if it counts as a kill. That's a good question, actually. I suspect not. It doesn't count against your legal status, which is I'm being very mercenary now, which is the important bit at the moment. Oh, there's the S. Right, is it going to work? Don't get hooked by pirates. No, good. Okay, so far so good. Let's keep heading south. On we go. It's a hull tank. That's exactly what it is. Yeah, that's right. I know. Imagine a Cobra Mark III ramming a Python to death in one hit without not even losing all of its shields. Yeah. So the ships aren't quite the same. What's the pirate code say about all this? It's more guidelines. You have to be a pirate for the pirate call to apply, and you're not one. Miss whatever her name was. What was her name? I do love that film, Pirates of the Caribbean. Only the first one, to be honest. The others I thought were rubbish, but the first film is beautiful. You have to be a pirate for the pirate call to apply, and you're not one, Miss Elizabeth Swan. You better start believing in ghost stories because you're in one. Absolutely brilliant hammy acting, but I love that. That's a good film. So yes, I'm now the pirate rammer of space, just because I'm too impatient to refuel. We could try ramming an anaconda. I haven't tried that. I do kind of. What's this? Is this police? So yeah, this is the police. So let's ram the police. Boom. So you can ram the police and it's fine. Small bug in the game, I suspect. Should be able to hit the space station. Not quite. I think that is an asteroid, which we should be safe to kill. Yeah. Not quite at the space station yet. Sometimes you can. There you go. Sometimes you can get to trigger at funny angles. Let's be lucky. Yes. Okay, so we've right, buy some fuel. Anything else here that we can't get the? We've got the energy bomb, haven't we? Yeah. We haven't got the jump drive at the moment. Right, so those two. There's the two systems that are really close together. So that's what I was aiming for. Fuel and save again before Kelly Baglar tells me off. Okay. And launch. Play. That's right. Come on, Darion. Plays the organ and ram ships. Definitely. That's who I should be, actually. Captain Nemo. 20,000 leagues under the sea. So ramming speed warfare. Yeah, ramming speed. Yeah. That'd be the Black Pearl. Maybe my ship should be the Black Pearl or the Mobilus. What was the name? It was a Nautilus. That was it. Nautilus. The Mobilus is in my book. Oh, pirates. You have to be a pirate for the pirate call to apply. You're not one. It's just a sidewinder or a crate. Takes 4 hits to kill a sidewinder. Oh, there's 2 ships over there. Ow, ow, ow. Verbal. I need to trigger that energy bomb. Let's see how this goes. Energy unit destroyed. Definitely trigger the energy bomb. That's not good. Right, have we got enough tech level here to restore that? Because that's not good news. P. Tech level 10, yes, we have. This is actually cutting down on our money. I may have to do some trading, actually. So now we've got to fight our way to the planet without the energy unit, which is not good news, because the energy unit, if I can find the screen, where's our equipment screen? Which one is it? That one. Helps us recharge our shields much faster, which is not ideal. Not ideal. Yes, the naughty lass. The Nautilus, yes. So Captain Nemo of 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea, Jules Verne, of course. So excellent story. A bit old-fashioned nowadays, obviously, English-wise, but a good read nonetheless. So come on, be nice to us. Let us to the space station. Yeah, that's good. Come on, come on. Right, single pirate. We can probably handle a single pirate with damage to the ship. So yes, when your shields are down, you can take effectively hull damage, which just damages internal components on your ship, which is the game just being a bit mean, really. It's about 12 to 15 hits on a Python. Let's give that shield a chance to come back up again before we engage this one. Forward shield's coming back up, but not very fast. As you can see, the energy unit makes a massive difference to how fast things recharge. So important stuff. Another asteroid. I can't hit one side of a door suddenly. Right. Shield, space station. Right, fingers crossed we don't get pirates. Yes, we're good. Right, so that's good. Right, we can repair the ship by buying the energy unit again. That's expensive. Look, cost us a lot of money, that. So I'm going to have to be a little bit careful because the cash is slowly going. What else have I lost there? Energy unit. I want the energy bomb as well because that's useful to get out of trouble. Let's have one of those. I don't want the galactic hyperspace at the moment. I don't think we need it anymore. ECM, energy bomb, energy unit, docking computers. Okay, we're good. Right. So refuel, save. Right. So now we're in a position where we can get on with this. Oh, E.E. Smith. Yes, I enjoyed E.E. Smith. Daddy Hoggy, who's a good friend of mine, sometimes on the stream, is a big fan of his as well. Lensman is good. I enjoyed that too. Right, so now we should be able to jump back and forth between these two systems, which are only 0.8 light years apart. Okay, so that's good. So that will get our jump numbers up. Don't think we haven't got retro rockets on this version of Elite. I think that is a Amiga or Atari ST version. I don't think so they're sort of 16-bit original Elites rather than the 8-bit ones. I don't think retro rockets ever existed on any of the 8-bit versions. I might be wrong. Somebody tell me in the stream otherwise if it's the case. I don't think there are any. I think that's an Atari ST or a Commodore Amiga enhancement. So now we can up our jump count a bit just by flip-flopping between these systems. It was Amiga. There we go. So yeah, not an option for the Spectrum version, I'm afraid. So we've got to do this quite a few times, but now in a position where, with a bit of luck, following wind, etc., we will be able to up the hyperspace jump count considerably, and prep for the next mission. Yeah, so actually that's a good point. Actually, I don't think I've ever experienced a retro rocket. So what do they do? That's a really good question. Frank Marlin is asking the same thing. What do they do, dear Squibby? So what happens in game when you press the retro rockets? Does it reverse you out of the fight or something? Like a kind of reverse boost. So I don't know if my strategy of jumping this way is going to work or not, but fingers crossed. We'll keep. A NERSA, that's quite a good system as well, isn't it? Retro rockets send you in reverse at very high speed. Ah, okay. Ah. So it sort of gets you out of dodge, basically. You can hyperspace from the map. Oh, can I? Okay. Didn't know that. Right, I think that's it. I think I'm out of hyperspace range. Yeah, right. So we're out of fuel. Okay, good. Right. Well, not good, but you know what I mean. So let's ram our way to the space station. Hopefully, don't damage the. Oh, it's a third lance. Oh, it hit the aft shield that time. Interesting. Must have caught it at a funny angle. Aft shield's down to 50%, Captain, and all that. I always like to wait for the all the missiles to launch and then go, haha, I've got an ECM. It just gives them that hope that they're going to stay alive. So you get, okay, so the retro bursts were sort of limited to a certain number of things. Okay, that's quite good. I've never seen that in operation. But cool stuff. Right, so onwards we go. Come on, give us a nice easy run into the space station. Please, be nice. At least this way with the ramming you get to see some of the ships up close. Yeah, so Glorfin, we've been, well, I haven't. Commander Ariok has done a bit of research with people who have been able to use a debugger on the source code of the Spectrum version, and it seems that the missions trigger on the Spectrum version based on hyperspace jump count. So bear in mind that the Spectrum version is not a port of the BBC version. It is totally rewritten from scratch for the computer, so it won't necessarily inherit anything code. It doesn't inherit anything code-wise other than the procedural generation of the galaxy and you know, the strings in the game. So that's the only bit of commonality the games actually have at the code level. So the BBC mission triggers are not a guide for us, unfortunately. We've had to find out other ways, but it appears on the Spectrum that they're all based on partly on location and partly on number of jumps you've performed. Although you do have to be competent or higher to get any of them to trigger, which we are, which is good news. Oh, boxy sidewinder. Oh, totally missed it. I don't like sidewinders in Elite. No, actually, one of the harder ships because they're small and they're fast. Ah, got you there. So now I'm being good. Okay, so the space station is not letting me dock. Why not? I'm clean. Why will you not let me dock? That's just wrong. Well, that's a faff. I can't dock. So I'm going to have to go back to the star and refuel. Because I've got no other option. Where's the star? It's not letting me dock. That's just mean. Where is the star anyway? I don't know why it's not letting me dock. How annoying is that? Ah dear. So Dirty Dog, hello, good to see you. It's not for the specky version though. Yes, no, the specky version seems to be based on jump counts. Spaceship. Maybe if I kill this pirate. Is it a pirate? I don't know why it's not letting me dock, because I'm clean. I don't get that. That's not behaviour I've seen before. So there we go. It's not letting me dock, which is really annoying. There's also a little flickery. Have you noticed this? This is something else I've spotted. There's a little flickery. I don't know if you can see that on your screen. There's a little flickery thing appeared on the compass, which has now disappeared. Oh no, it's back again. I wonder what that is. Is that a bug, or is that evidence of a flag being set or something? Let's just see if I can get that S to appear again. There. Down a bit. 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 There. It's not letting me dock. Sometimes this game is very frustrating. Right, so our quest is now to refuel and go and find somewhere that will allow us to dock. I don't quite know, I just don't get why we're not being allowed to dock, because we're clean, so we should be super friendly. Which is a bit frustrating too. Just wants you to make you to go murder and pillage anyway, doesn't it? I'm just going to ram this Cobra out of commission. Definitely got the docking computer. Yes, the docking computer is definitely there. Docking computers are on. So yeah, so something. Maybe the docking computer is having a funny 5 minutes. Let's see if we can ram this Cobra out of existence. Dunk. Another pirate. I haven't gone up a grade yet, have I? No, I'm still competent. So the next rank, of course, is dangerous, which I suppose I won't be too far away from, actually. Yeah, see, like a boss, shoot the missile down as well. And I picked up some alloys for my troubles. Always nice. Right, don't do anything yet, because I need to get the shields up. Did the ram damage the docking computer? I don't think so. Because it will tell you if you get a piece of equipment damaged, it just disappears off your inventory. And it will tell you on the screen, so and so damaged. And it's basically gone. So it's either there or it's not. I don't think ramming's damaged. I should probably have a bit of stuff scraped off my ship. Oh, I can't see it. There it is. So maybe there's a downside to ramming. I think it's mostly just kind of RNG as to whether you get some damage or not. But yeah, you've just got to murder your way through the galaxy. I think I might just start doing that. But I do want to dock at I want to dock at the station just to verify that we're still okay with this wretched pirate flag thing. So I don't want to. Collision course plotted. Oh, I missed. Third Lance managed to manoeuvre out of the way. Never mind, he's going quite quick. He will be off the scanner fairly fast. Yeah, it's all that. Oh, there's an asteroid now. It's game always spawning things in my way, so it's a bit frustrating when you can't. The advantage of the docking computer. Oh rats! That's an anaconda. I'm gonna have to ram it. Stand by. So you don't get the fugitive tag for. Which way are you going? Oh, it's launching ships. That's not good. They're going to attack me anyway. That was quite cool though. We saw it launching ships actually at us. I wonder if I can outrun them. So am I a fugitive? No. So ramming, like you say, doesn't... Now these guys are going to shoot me, unfortunately. Oh, and there's a pirate. This isn't good. So I don't really want to kill these guys because... Oh, no, I might be able to get away with this because I've got a feeling because they shot... Ooh. I had to trigger that. Because they shot first, I think I get away with it. Yes. That's the game logic. So that was the energy bomb again. You can see how quickly you can get into trouble on this game, though. I suppose I could try the escape pod. That's another way. That's not a bad suggestion, actually. Maybe I could buy the escape pod and use that to get me to the station. Because it comes with an insurance policy, which means you get all my stuff back. You just don't get your cargo. And I'm not carrying any cargo at the moment anyway. So maybe that's another way. I don't know if that does anything to your jump count or anything, but what do we think of that strategy? Maybe just do a bit of trading and keep firing the escape pod to get to the space station. Although technically that means that we lose our original ship. I know it doesn't really matter, but you know, this is the ship we started with. This has been through many battles with us. It's not right to abandon it. Going more roleplay now. I don't know about you, but my military lasers don't seem to be as effective as they were. I don't know if I'm missing the ships a bit, or whether some of these baddies are a bit tougher. I seem to be hitting this python a lot. Actually, it's gone. I wonder if actually having cargo on board maybe worsens the effect of the pirate pod, but I don't know. Just guessing now. Let me get to this star. Come on. That's such a slog. That decision, that little bit of gameplay there, which basically stops you being able to dock at the space stations, is a massive deal because it forces you to find another way around, which means either hyperspace into another system, which is quick. But of course, if you haven't got the fuel to do so, you've got to slog all the way from the planet back to the star in order to get fuel, which can take you, as you've seen, about 10 minutes. So it's like, oh dear. Does using the escape pod nullify the pirate flag? Well, that's a very good question. I don't know. So that allows us to go to somewhere else. So we might as well do that. Is there anywhere slightly friendlier? Democracy there. That's not bad. Maybe we'll go for the democracy just to see if we can do it. So we'll have enough fuel to go there and jump somewhere else, I think. So I'm going to let the fuel tanks fill up completely. Your escape pod has been boarded by pirates, says Commander JR 1988. Ah dear. I tried that in the galactic hyperspace. It's apparently a very roomy escape pod. Pirates can hide anywhere. It doesn't matter where. So I suppose are they hanging about in your ship, or are they at the space station? Do they just say they see somebody coming and go ha ha, and so the space station is effectively infested by pirates. The pirates have taken over the space station. I suppose that's how I'm sort of rationalising it in my head. So it doesn't matter what you do, whenever you dock, there might have been pirates who've taken over the space station. So, but I think we'll count that as an extra mission. Shall we do that? I think I'm going to count that as an extra mission. So there's 4 Spectrum missions, one of which is really, really, really annoying. Oh dear. Oh, and the star disappeared again. Don't do that. The affected space station is stationary, and they like to. Okay, so that's a clue, is it? So that if you get inside of the space station, if it's not rotating, it's infested by pirates. I might actually on this run. Let's just go in and see the space station. Then so that's a good safety check, isn't it? You need Aurak. Right, we are fully fueled, so let's go to wherever that is. Key near us. Let's head for the space station. Let's see what is going on. I will save here. There we go. Just in case. So this is nice. Nice cruise. Oh, nice cruise into the space station for a bit at least. One pirate. Democracies are nice like that. Very low chance of spawning a pirate. Boom. Right, so let's go in this time. Rather than hit the docking computer straight away, let's go into visual range of the space station. Wait for that S to appear. So where's the S? Come on. There it is. There's the space station. Right, let's wait for it to appear as a thing. Because it's too far out of range at the moment to show its vector graphics. I'll just wait till we're in range. It's blipping there. You see that? Something's happening. There's a little yellow blip on the red alert indicator, or the green alert indicator as it is at the moment. Every so often it's flickering to yellow. It's odd little glitchy behaviours going on there. Right, there it is. Right, that is rotating, isn't it? So we should be safe to dock, so let's see if it works. Fingers crossed. Yes, we're good. Right, so that's good news. Energy bomb again. Yeah, so I need to bear in mind I'm burning my cash up a bit at the moment. Right, so that's good. Okay, so save again. And then we need to sort of repeat our hyperspace jumping. I think that's really kind of the option at the moment. Is go there and do the hyperspace jumps, and then maybe jump back to seniors or whatever it is, in order to get the slightly less chance of being pirated. Ed Secure. Strange names. So let's do one more of these jumps, and then that's probably it. I don't think. Anerza. Anerza's quite a good name. I like that. We've literally got to get this jump count up as much as we can. So I don't think we're going to trigger another mission today, but at least we can up the count a bit. We made some progress, that's the main thing. This is probably not doing wonders for the hyperspace drive either, but that hyperspace tunnel effect also is something that our friend Ricardo also improved over the BBC version. On the BBC version you sort of get a hexagonal pattern appear and that's it, whereas this does actually give you a sense of motion. The same thing is true of the launch tube from right, no, we're actually out of range there, so let's go back over there. And the same is true of the launch tube as you leave the space station or enter the space station. Because the Spectrum had a built-in routine for drawing circles, it was much more capable of doing that at high speed than any of the other 8-bit computers at the time. So it was used quite a lot on the Spectrum to do circular things, which obviously is the way the docking animation is done. Whereas you don't get that sort of stuff on the BBC or the Commodore 64 because they had other strengths. So it's little things like that that were enhanced, I think, for the Spectrum. Which is you know, little cool details that emerge over time. Right, there is the space station. So we'll just use our Ariox little test thing. I believe he did. I mean, that's the sort of question that we'd want to ask him, actually. So when he, hopefully at some point, if he turns up, we'll be able to ask him little things like that about the spectrum. If you can see it here actually. If you look at the circle on the screen, the planet, it's actually very smoothly drawn. You know, it's a perfect 8-bit circle, if such a thing exists. Whereas if you look at it on the BBC, you'll notice the planet is actually a polygon of a certain size. I think it's about 8 or 10, possibly 12 straight lines rather than an actual circle, because it was very computationally expensive to calculate a circle if you don't have an inbuilt routine for it, whereas the Spectrum did have an inbuilt routine for circles, so it could serve up circles all day long and it would be really happy. Is that rotating? This doesn't look so good, does it? Is it rotating or not? That looks rather static. I think we've triggered it. So pirates don't like rotating space stations. Is it rotating or is it not rotating? I don't think it is. So it's just as well we saved it again. That to me looks like we have a non-rotating space station. Or is it? Is it rotating or not? No, it's not, is it? I've never seen this actually. So this is interesting. Okay, so this is a balked save. But it's an interesting clue. So pirates don't like anti-gravity, like simulated gravity. So this is it. So okay, so this is a bulk save. So that's weird. Okay, so the space station does not rotate when the pirate mission thingamajig is active. So we know we'll get bored with pirates at this point. So that is, yeah, so I thought I've never seen that. So again, this is little things about the Spectrum version of the game that are new to me as well. So it's weird, isn't it? So for some strange reason, the pirates have taken over the space station and stopped it rotating. And so I suppose it doesn't matter even if I try and dock manually. Let's try and dock manually just because I've never docked manually with a space station that isn't rotating. So that's going to be a first. Now it will kill us the moment we get aboard. So how weird though? Quite a weird effect. Oh, a bit too close there. Got that completely wrong. I haven't docked manually for such a long time because of the docking procedure I can't do it anymore. Just when you think docking will be really easy, look at that. Oh, the Python's still coming out. Remember that? The whole Python problem. But yeah, look, the space station is not rotating. So is that a pirate Python? So yeah, so even now, after goodness knows how many years this version of Elite's been out, there are still wacky surprises in it. So that's a clue that the base station has basically been taken over by pirates. And so all we have to do is we can line up perfectly. I'd never remember seeing this. So this is quite fascinating. Yeah, look at that. So we do know this is going to kill us, alas. But I can stop, and it's just not rotating. Go in really slowly. And the game is about to go, oh, you'll be boarded by pirates. There we go. Circles again. Ready for the pirates? You'll be boarded by pirates! It's such a lousy piece of gameplay, isn't it? Ah dear. So, when did that get set? Oh, that's not the right save. It's that one there. But we've been unable to confirm whether or not it is triggered. Oh, can be unset. So there was a clue for those who didn't use docking computers. Yeah, so that's interesting, isn't it? Exactly that. There's a clue there. So yeah. So anyway, we've made some progress. We're docked at the space station at the moment. So what I'm going to have to do is just do those jumps every so often and go back to the space station, hope for the best. It's just annoying. Okay. So the last save at the space station is good. So that's where we are. We haven't lost much other than about sort of 7 jumps there. So so yeah. So I'm gonna count that as the second mission. And put that up on the group. You probably noticed I put the Supernova up as a little clip of its own, so I'm going to do that because that's quite cool. But it's a bit of spectrum archaeology, really, isn't it? So yeah, so there we go. So, but if it's just a flag, the clue won't do any good because there's nothing you can do about it with that knowledge. What would be interesting to try is if we go to a space station and see it. And this would be a good test, actually. Well, maybe we'll try that in a future episode. Fly up to a space station where we know the flag has been set, where it's not rotating, and then see if we jump around a bit, see if it will unset itself, because we can check that. But if it can't be unset, it's bad gameplay, really, because it means you're dead no matter what you do. I think the flag is checked each jump, but once set, that's it. So it's not good, is it? Because it could balk your save. I'm surprised that didn't show up under playtesting. But anyway, there we go. Weird. Right. That's we're out of time, I'm afraid, my friends. We're out of time. So now next week there won't be this stream. Okay. It will be back the following week. There won't be a ZX Spectrum stream next week, I'm afraid. Now the reason for that is that my wife and I are celebrating our 25th wedding anniversary next week, and on Saturday we're going to be doing a stream. To celebrate our 25th wedding anniversary. Because of coronavirus and everything else, we can't do what we originally intended to do, which was to have a ceremony thing. So you're all invited. It's an online stream. It's going to be about an hour long, I expect. But it's going to be at 4 p.m. next Saturday for about an hour. And we're going to have people come along to, well, our kids are helping us out. We're not going to have other people. We have got some friends who've sent in some bits and pieces for us. So there's going to be a little bit of a magic show, and there's going to be some storytelling and some other bits and pieces. And my wife and I are going to promise to look after each other for another 25 years and various other bits and pieces as well. So you are very welcome to come along to that. Consider yourself all invited. Everybody on my kind of extended internet friends list is more than welcome to come along. There will be a sort of virtual guest book that I'm putting up, a kind of Google Docs document. Lots of least teeny bodies. Well, there's something with bubbles in it anyway, so so that's quite good. So the Spectrum stream will resume again in 2 weeks' time. And that's going to be it's going to be. So feel free to pop along to that. It should be fun. So I'd appreciate you turning up and giving us a cheer for getting 25 years, which is a long time as well. So that would be fun as well. So I will see dedicated Spectrum fans in a couple of weeks, but the rest, everybody is, in course, invited to my 25th wedding anniversary live stream. So feel free to pop along to that as well. So that would be fun. So anyway, the rest of you, thank you very much for your company today. That was great. We uncovered a little bit more about the ZX Spectrum version of Elite, which is fun to be finding secrets out about it. After all this time, so that's always good, I think. So we're still digging in and finding things out, which is really good. Will I be wearing the hat? No, I will be wearing a smart suit, and I will be I'll be trying to behave myself. At least a bit. So all good stuff. But anyway, lovely to have the pleasure of your company, my friends. Take care of yourselves. I'm back on Monday with my normal creative stream. Thursday for Elite Dangerous, we are talking about the Guardians on Thursday. Friday, of course, is a bit of Stellaris and sort of mucking about general questions and answers. And then next Saturday is my special stream for my 25th wedding anniversary, and then back to normal after that. So take care, my friends. Be good. Right on, Commanders, which of course we can say for this version of Elite, because it does pop up every so often. And I will see you all also. And yes, if Ricardo comes back, stay tuned on Twitter. I will let you all know about it there. So so that'd be awesome if he does. So fingers crossed. It'd be great to chat to the author of the game, see what happens. Take care, my friends. Be good, and I'll see you soon. All the best. Bye bye now.